Well, I mixed up some weed killer for my backpack sprayer, and I got my two old truck tires that had holes in them. Yeah, I'm going to head out to the hayfield to spray that corner where the equipment is for the weeds. I'll leave these tires out there because I'm going to be using them eventually. And I put that mulcher back in place for storage. And also got to get some gasoline mixed with old oil, engine oil, because I decided to go ahead and burn that brush pile there. Yeah, it's mostly just some vines, honeysuckle vines, so I think it'll burn. And I just was looking at these clouds. They look kind of dirty looking. I wonder if that's mixed with smoke from Canada. Yeah, looks dirty. I don't smell smoke or anything, but they just don't look very clean. Most clouds look clean. These aren't. Okay, let me head out to the hayfield and get some work done out there. Then I got a job here at the barn. I want to start on anyway. Yeah, these clouds they look kind of dirty looking. Maybe it's just my optical illusion or something, because the way the sun's hitting it. And there's more clouds to the north. Yeah, I don't know if it's just the sun hitting it just right. It's about 9:30 a.m. So, but they just look dirty. The clouds just look dirty. Although they do look whiter looking toward the east. So who knows what's causing that dirty look. Well, there's a good example of a mullein plant. Yeah, they're good for coughs, or get the phlegm after a cough, or when you have a cough, the phlegm. The tea from that is supposed to be good for that. I used it before. It works pretty good. Oh look, some elderberries. Huh. Anyway, see at the end when it blooms, it's got the little stalk there for the flowers. Yeah, mullein, M-U-L-L-I-N. Yeah, it's an old Indian remedy for sore feet too. You heat the leaves on a rock, or just heat them up and put them in a moccasin or your shoe, and it relieves your sore feet if you have it. This is my neighbor's alfalfa. Yeah, he grows good alfalfa. I guess he knows the trick. Put money into it, that's all. Anyway, there's his burnt out tractor. There's his burnt tractor frame over there by that somewhere over there, I think. Yeah, in front of that clump of trees. Yeah, you can just see the frame. Yeah, it's all burned up. The guy who baled my hay had a picture of it. Yeah. Anyway, that stuff happens. And that hayfield is just up the road from the hayfield, which is over there. Well, I better keep my distance if I want to burn that brush pile. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm okay. The wind's from the north, so it's blowing away from me, I think. Well, I'm going to put down the two big tires that I brought with me. I'm not really sure how I'm going to get the rollers and the tires on the mulcher to roll over these big tires. Small ones, I think I can make it. These big ones, I don't know. It's going to be tricky, but I'll do it sometime. I'll need a tractor to do it, so I can, because I need the ram to lift up the whole thing. We'll see. I'll figure something out when the time comes. But for now, I'm just going to burn that brush pile, move this tire out, that center tire out back a little bit out of the way, and then I'm going to spray the whole area. Yeah, I'm gonna spray everything around here. Yeah, make sure it's bare during the summer. I don't want nothing going back again like it did before. Yeah, somehow after I lift it up, somehow I gotta be able to roll them big tires on top of those big tires. And the rollers, the back roller's got to roll over that big tire too before the tires actually get there. But we'll see. That's something to do in the future. Not today. Today I'm burning that brush pile. The wind's kind of from the north, so it's blowing this way, so it should be all right. Let's see if it'll burn. It's still kind of green, but I got some fuel to add to the fire. I chose today to burn it because the wind's from the north, which is what I wanted when I burned this, because I want the smoke or any embers to go toward me out to here where there's no danger of fire, as opposed to the wind from the south blowing that way to the neighbor's wheat field, which I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to burn that, so something bit me on my back. Anyway, wind's blowing right at me, so I should be good with the fire. Well, I got it started. Oh, it's a little hot. Too hot here. That's better. That's better. Yeah, if I need more fuel, that stuff's too green, I'll add some more. Wind's in the right direction. Yeah, I see. Blowing right where I want. Yeah. Away from the wheat field. Yeah, I'm just adding more smoke to the atmosphere. Yeah. Yeah. There ain't nothing down there that can catch fire. Neighbors planted it all in soybeans or something. Yeah, besides my hayfield. Yeah. Smoke looks nice. Probably destructive, but it looks nice. Oh, it's blowing over that way now. Wind's from the northwest now. Yeah, it's burning out pretty good. Yeah, it's burning pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost done. It's still burning. Ooh, it's hot here. Ooh-wee, hot. Burning pretty good. A lot better than I thought it was going to burn. I thought it was pretty green still. But it's burning. I got some more fuel if I need to. I got a pitchfork to rake it up after it burns down a bit. After it cools off too. Yeah. Fire's slowing down a little bit. I'm gonna rake some of this stuff on the outside in. Those are the big roots, or trunks, or what do you want to call them. Small fire, but it sure is hot. I gotta wait for it to die down. Some of the stuff may not burn. Whatever don't burn, I'll throw someplace. Yeah, some of them roots are pretty thick. I added some more fuel. Well, our fire went down enough I was able to rake it up. Yeah, now I'm going to add some more fuel to burn the rest of it. Okay, that should finish the rest. As soon as that goes out, I'm going to start spraying for the weeds. It looks better already. I want to spray for the weeds all the way up there, all across there too. Yeah, along that ditch. Yeah. Thought about burning that there by the ditch. I still might do that just to see how to burn green stuff. But we'll see. I don't have that much fuel left. But I'll give it a try. I'll see what I can burn here. Let's see. I'll start here, work my way down until my fuel runs out. Gotta keep an eye on this bale here. Don't want that to catch. The wind's in the right direction though. I took that plastic pipe off this T-post here. I'll put it back later. I don't want that to burn either. So let me spread some more fuel. Not much. The green stuff don't burn. And I ran out of fuel down that way. So I'll just spray the rest. That'll work just as good. That fire's just about out, so let me go get the sprayer ready and start spraying something. Well, the fire's not a danger anymore, so I back my truck up closer so I don't have to walk. Yeah, it's going to be a little challenging to get this thing, even after I pick it up with the ramp and the tractor, be able to pick this up, the rollers over those tires as I back it up. It's going to be a challenge, but I think I can do it. The big obstacle is these big tires, but I want the big tires for these tires, so hopefully it'll work out. Okay, let's do some spraying now. Well, I did all I can here. I'll just let that fire go out. It's just ashes now. Well, it's ready to be parked again. I got them two big tires there to put underneath those tires. And the old tires that were already there, I want to have three of the old tires underneath here. One on each end and one in the middle. Same on the back side, on the roller, under the rollers. Let's see how long that takes to sink into the dirt. Yeah, I already sprayed everything to halfway down the ditch, or down the side of the ditch, and all the way out to the point there, to those jugs. Yeah, and I can see my brother's Sudan grass coming up. Yeah, so I guess I'll have a crop of that this year. And since I had the backpack sprayer here with the weed killer, I decided to go ahead and spray around that utility pole and the hayfield entrance there, where those white poles are, and the ditches on both sides, and also on the next utility pole down that way, and on the corner down there where the white pole is. So now, since I'm here anyway with the weed killer, I'm going to go down there and spray around that white pole. Yeah, because that's where they make their turn. They don't cut around there anyway. But that one there must have fell down because they mowed right over the top of it when they were mowing that field too. They mowed right across it to continue on to that field for my brother. So I still got the white pole, the white pipe, but somewhere down there the T-post broke off, so I need to figure out. See, I don't have my good shovel with me, so I need to identify it though, and see if I can dig it out someday. But for now, I'm just going to spray around it if I find it. Keep the weeds down so I can find it better next time. Okay, so that's where I'm going. I'm going to drive it down there, spray that, drive over there, spray around there, and look for that broken T-post in the ground. Okay, I came from there. There's the other corner over that way. But first, I'm going to drive down to that corner. Spray around that post on the end down there. I hate to admit it, but this field, this side here is full of buckhorn. You can see it's blooming right now. Just a single stalk, and it don't provide any forage. Yeah, it's just a waste of space. And the grass ain't growing too good either. Grass is thin here. Look at the buckhorn out there. I can see it. It's got this thing sticking up, and that's it. That's all. It's only plus a few leaves at the bottom, but don't amount to nothing. Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm getting less and less every year. Look at that buckhorn. Look how it's growing out there. It's so thick out there. Yeah, well, because that's life. Nothing less. Oh, this a little better here. There's more grass here. Guess that buckhorn grows better in the wet area. Yeah, I think the wet area is like the wet. Yeah, there's some more here. Yeah, you can see it's the light green. The light green plant is the buckhorn through here. Yeah. Yeah, there's a good example of buckhorn. I don't like it. Oh, there's even some alfalfa in here. Look at that little patch through here. Not much though. Hold them at the corner. Yeah, I came from there on the left. That's where I was, over there by those bales. That's where I was working. Yeah, I can see the buckhorn through there. I can see the tops. These things growing. Yeah. And after I get done with this corner, I'm going to head down to that corner. That's the corner I'm going to spray. Because they can't cut that because it's too close to the corner. Yeah. So I try to keep it clean so I can see the white pole. After I spray here, going down there to find hopefully trying to find the spot where that T-post broke off. I got a T-post on this one too, but it's still good. Yeah, I think somebody ran over it with something. I'm not sure who. Could have been my neighbor. Could have been the guys doing the cutting. Who knows? Here's a good example of buckhorn, a useless plant. I don't know what it's good for. I don't think anything grows around it. Yeah, I don't think the fescue grows around it either. I just sprayed that corner back there, that white pole. I think that's my sister. She stopped and talked over here. I think that's her. She lives right there. Yeah, she was telling me about my brother. And let's see if they stop. If they don't stop, it's not. I guess that's not my sister. She could have come back home. She told me today was Father's Day. I didn't even know. Anyway, that's where I was working on the burning the pile earlier today. And now I'm at this corner that I gotta spray and look for the broken T-post in the ground. I haven't dug for it yet, but I'm estimating just by lining up the sides. That broken T-post should be there somewhere. I still got it in the top part in the truck. That's where I got that from. But I'll be digging around there with that pitchfork to see if I can find it. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it out today, but at least I want to find it and mark it. And once I find it and mark it, I'm going to spray around it so I can find it again. This here's the boundary of the farm. I'm going to take a little walk. Since I'm here, this is the acreage that my brother sowed, or had the guy who the people who do the hay cutting and baling. They also do. They sow this for my brother. It's Sudan grass. But the boundary goes all the way out to the road over there. Yeah, there's a road going that way. And the neighbor here who lives over there, that's where his bales are. They baled this too, just like they did my brothers here in that area there. And they stacked them all along the tree line. And he planted soybeans in here on his, and he's renting that area there, the farm. So he what's that shining over there? Something sparkling there. I wonder what that is. Is that a fence? Maybe they got something in the garden to scare away birds. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, he rents that, so he just planted soybeans. He was doing that the other day when I was, what was I doing? I was working down there on that corner. That's right, on that, clearing that brush, I think. I was doing something down there. Anyway, yeah, he planted all this the other day too, all of it. That's why you can't see a dividing line there, sort of, between their property and the farm. Yeah, there's the boundary. There's the other marker down there. And I put this up because years ago they kept getting farther into my hayfield, especially when they start spraying, and then they killed it off. So I put these up so they can kind of get an idea how far to go. Yeah. I used to have two other poles in between here. It was marking every 5 acres when I was cutting my own hay with my sickle mower, and then raking it and baling it square bales. Sometimes I'd only do 5 acres at a time, and when I had time, since I was still working a day job or night job or what do you want to call it, I was normally on second shift, so 3 to 11, so I could get some baling done during the day. Or I took a vacation day to do the baling. But I could cut it and rake it. I could cut it during the morning, and then anyway, that was a long time ago. That's when my wife could help me. She'd be the one driving the tractor, operating the baler, and I was on the wagon, loading the bales as they came out of the baler. But anyway, that was it. So I took them down because they kept running in. They kept running into them and breaking them off. So I took them out. And now I got to find this one that's broken off and dig it out and put another T-post in. But right now I'm just using my pitchfork as a marker. I won't leave it here though. But I got to find the broken part first. Yeah, it's just a guess about where. I'm thinking it might be more over this way. Yeah, but we'll see. I'll do some digging. I'll see if I can find it. I could never find I poked around there a lot. The whole area, with my pitchfork, trying to find that broken T-post, but I couldn't find it. So I just made an educated guess of where it was. And then I just put that stop in. I sort of lined it up with the edge of this Sudan grass, because I know the boundary's over there somewhere. Yeah, somewhere there. And I think this boundary is pretty close to. So I found an old stump here. Yeah, there a long time ago, before I started farming this or making hay here. This whole corner here, the whole corner was a bunch of group of trees. Yeah, so I cleaned them out, and that's where I put the stub in. Yeah, so identify the corner. I was told by my dad that there's some kind of a boundary marker here, a survey marker, but it's probably buried so deep you can't. And they said it was in that group of trees, but I never did find it when I was cutting the trees down. They were just small trees. Yeah, and there weren't very many of them. Anyway, this is the closest I can get to the boundary. And this was just a guess too. I thought it was more over this way because of the green. I think the green was left over from this clover that my brother had planted. You can see patches of green out there right now from the leftover clover that didn't grow too good. That's why they cut it for hay, but it didn't make much. Had a bunch of some kind of grasses in it though. Anyway, that's as close as I can get. At least it's something to go by. And I sprayed all the way around it, all the way around. So I'll come back in about a week to see what it looks like. Yeah. Hopefully nobody will run into it again. Okay, I'm done out here. At least the air's cool. Sun's not too hot. I'm gonna drive down there and go out, go home. I got some work at the barn I want to start on when I get back. This is the strip of ground I disced up last week and sowed fescue on the whole thing, just to match the hayfield. But out on the other end, in the wet area down on the other end, I planted a small section of switchgrass that I had seed that I had grown like 13 years ago up at the house, but that grass is gone now. And also some manure seed that I had was growing by the house, and I picked some seed and I sowed that too. Just a small section in that wet area down at the end. And the reason I had to disc this up because years ago we had some silage wrap bales, white wrap bales here, and I used a couple or 4. My brother used a few, and then when they got too old, I gave them all to my brother so he could feed them to his cows, because I didn't want to mess with them anymore. They were more of a backup for me, which I didn't really need. I had other hay. Anyway, I'm going to wait and see when the grass starts sprouting. I haven't seen nothing yet, so I'm not going to get out and look. That's the wet spot, the dark colored area. That's where I got it like split in half. On the far end is where I planted a little bit of switchgrass that I had saved from 13 years ago. And this section up here toward me, the wet area, the darker area, I planted that, I think it's called matua. I had planted it in my big pasture long time ago, before I even put cattle there. I raised a little bit of hay down in there until I decided to turn it on to pasture. And I used that old disc. I pulled that old disc out of the weeds and greased it up a little bit, and I used that to disc this. And then I used that old roller, but the roller's not as old. I pulled it out with the tractor and a ram out of the weeds, which I just cleaned up today. And I decided, since I was out here with the grass seed with the truck, I decided, well, even without the ram, I was able to pull that big roller across this disc ground, and worked out pretty good. But I'll need the tractor and the hydraulic ram to lift it up and back it in over those tires later on, but not today. Yesterday there was water standing in this field next to that strip, in that low spot. But today it's dried up. Okay, let's go home. When I was out here yesterday clearing up that brush, pounding it up, cutting it off and pounding it up, I backed into here and I spun out, because that area is always wet. It comes down from up there. The wetness comes from up there. And it's always a wet spot there anyway, and this is a wet spot too. So I just got a little bit wet. Well, my job out here is done, and the fire's out. So I'm going to go back to the house and work near the barn. Well, I'm back at the house, but I've been since I got some spray on the back of the truck, some weed killer, I'm gonna go ahead and spray this area. Just them taller weeds and iron weeds and any thistle out there. I'm not gonna go all the way out. I'm just go out to that patch of dirt is and over. Whatever I can see on this end here. Yeah, I'll spray them right now. Just to see how it's gonna look when they're dead. I'm done with the sprayer for now. I even sprayed those iron weeds up there where that old fence used to be. I sprayed all of the iron weeds here, the ones that are dark green. And I went all the way to that yellow pole. Yeah, all the way to the yellow pole, and a little bit up there, closer to the pond. Yeah, and about halfway to that tree, from that tree to the other tree. Yeah, about halfway, where those big tall weeds are in the middle there. Yeah. We'll see how that looks in a week or so. When all the weeds are dying, I hope. We'll see. Oh, even with that cool breeze blowing from the north, sun is still hot, and I'm cooking and sweating. I got a little spray left in my sprayer, so I'm going to spray these taller weeds here. Yeah, and I'll spray it along the fence, at least to the corner. Yeah. Oh, that wind feels good. Oh, the wind's going to be blowing from the east now. It's going to be spraying right on me. I think I may have to go to the other side. Well, I could spray that over there first. I see the old mama cow there by the green gravity flow, the baler, and the white bull is right there on her left. So at least she came out of the barn. Anyway, I'm going to spray from here down to the corner from this side. Then I'll walk to the other side, go inside and spray this from the inside until I run out of spray. Oh, I'm done with the sprayer, and I'm done with the hayfield for a while. Oh, that wind feels good. Our breeze, especially when I'm sweating. I'm gonna go in the house, clean up. It's after 1 p.m. already. Then I gotta get my working in the barn boots on, because that stuff's all sloppy out there. Oh, it reminds me, I gotta take a shovel and a pitchfork with me. I'll do that now. I see the cow and a bull up by that tree laying down. I think I see another one over there somewhere. I think they're on the pond dam. I'm gonna take a look. Oh, these three are okay. Mama cow's outside the barn again. So that one's in trouble. Somehow she walked down here into the water, and then she got out. She got out onto the pond dam. Yeah. But now she can't get out. She wants to go out that gate there, but that's supposed to keep them out of the pond dam. But she went through the water to get up there. But she's not smart enough to come back. So I'm gonna open the gate up and chase her through. But if she keeps doing it like that, I'm gonna have to put a fence up along the pond dam here so she can't walk up there from the water. Okay, I'll cross that bridge later. Get it? Cross that bridge later. Yeah, she's stuck over there. She's not smart enough to come back down into the water. I wonder how far she got. She probably just went in there and went back and went up. Yeah. Well, I know what I could do. I could put a fence from that tree over to the dock. Yeah. That'll do it. That's better than putting it along there. I don't even need a post. I just put a fence in there with a jug or something tied to it. Yeah, I could do that. That'll be easier. But first I gotta get her off with the pond dam. Oh, the cattle got the right idea. Resting in the shade. Because the sun is warm today. But there is a cool breeze, so that helps. You! What are you doing over there? Huh? You don't belong over there. I tried to block you out of there. Okay, I guess I'll let you out. Yeah, I'm just gonna open that gate up and see if she'll walk through without me chasing her. And then I'm gonna, not today, but I'm gonna tie a fence down at the bottom of that tree. That's an elm, by the way. I think it's an elm. And tie it there and all the way across to my dock. I don't want to do the tree because it's too big around, but I can tie it to the dock post. Yeah, and I'll have to make it tight so it don't sag into the water. Yeah, I could turn it on, but I think I'll just leave it as a dummy wire. Okay, Cal, let's see if you get out of there without me chasing you. She got a lot of flies on her nose. Yeah, I should buy these guys an oiler. They had one before until it fell apart. Wouldn't hurt to have an oiler for these. Well, I had to chase her over. Okay, Kyle, keep going. I gotta put the fence back up and stay out of there. Join your comrades over there. Okay, dam is clear again. And that animal is on this side now. Ah, where she belongs. I'll see how long it takes her for her to get over there again. At least until I get that wire stretched across there. Which I'm not going to do today. Today I got other work I want to do. At least get it started. It's still kind of wet out here from the rain the other day. But what I want to do today to get this started, I want to scrape all this loose stuff up into this pile over here by that feeder over that way. Yeah, and all that on the other side, I'm gonna scrape off and bring it over here too. Because I want to get to another pile of old manure that's on the other side there. But first I got to go get some boots on. I can't work in that without boots on. And I want to cool off and get a drink too. 4:30 p.m. Well, I took a little break, and now it's around 4:30 p.m. and I'm ready to start doing a little work in the barn, shoveling manure. That noise is a plane. It's loud. I don't see it though. It's a loud one though. Anyway, these three, Mama cow's out eating again, so I guess she's okay. For some reason, she likes to hide in the barn sometimes. I'm not sure why. And Bully's out, they're all eating now. Oh, there's some thistle here. I should have sprayed them. I gotta mix some more weed killer for that and those Jimson weeds. I'll get around to it someday. I guess they're getting enough to eat around here. Between here and the bottomland. Yeah. What I want to do today is just scrape all this loose stuff up and throw it over there to start with. At least clean up the area where I got to drive. Yeah, I got to back in that small trailer in here and pick up this load that's in there. Some of that stuff is new or on the edge. Some of that stuff is new manure. Oop. Yeah. But most of this loose stuff here, I'm going to throw over that way. Yeah, like where those grasses are growing. Just to get it out of the way. And maybe if it's rotten enough, I'll maybe get some this fall. Oh, I just start. My arms needed a rest. Oh boy. Look at that other cow over there. That's a different one that was there before. But that's how they get up there. They walk along the edge eating the grass, and eventually they're going to walk up to eat some more. So I'll have to put a dummy wire from there to there. Eventually. But I'm not ready for that yet. Well, I got it started. Stuff doesn't seem like it's heavy, but I'm using a smaller flat shovel. It wears out my arms. Now I got to keep throwing it farther over that way. Not so much that way, but that way, over to there, because that's the area that I want to dig out eventually. I suppose the smart thing to do would be to bring the wheelbarrow here, load this stuff up in the wheelbarrow, and then just dump it. Yeah, that'd probably be easier than trying to shovel it all. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I still got to pick it up with a shovel, but at least I won't have to throw it so far. Well, the one that was over here before on the dam she's under the tree now. And there's the old mama cow that was always hiding in the barn. And now that one's over there. How they're walking around that area there. So if I put a wire from there to there, that might stop them, maybe. More so if I could turn it on, which I probably could, because that little gate there is on, so I could just drop a wire down to there, and it'll be on too. So I'll look into doing that one of these days. Bully was over here scratching on that old beam there attached to those wheels. Yeah, these wheels here, yeah, they already rolled it down part way. That's the remains of a cattle chute that we had at Dad's. Yeah, that's before the days of that's before we had a cattle trailer or any kind of trailer. Oh, there she goes. I knew she'd do it. Hope she goes back down the same way, but I'll have to prevent them from going up there. They're knocking they're eroding my dam there, and I don't want that. I gotta salvage it. I don't even know if they can walk across the pond, but I know they've been going through here, so that's what I gotta stop first. My last resort is to put a fence all the way along here. Yeah, but I'm not ready for that one yet. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, that was a cattle chute on wheels. Because before, when Dad raised hogs, and even a cow, he would load it up into the back of his pickup truck. He had racks made for that pickup truck, and that chute was like that, so it could go up to the back of his truck and load up hogs, mostly for hogs, but we also did cattle that way too, because we did have one milk cow and calves once in a while, or every year anyway, had calves. Then when I moved here and I brought my cattle here in '90, they didn't need that chute no more, because I don't know if Dad goes out of, I think Dad was already out of raising hogs. Yeah, he stopped raising hogs. That's when they started renting out the farm. Yeah, so they didn't need it no more. I brought it here, but then I bought a cattle trailer, and I didn't need it no more. So it eventually fell apart. But that's what's left of it. Someday I'll take it back to the farm. and they can use it somewhere. It's just the wheels that are any good, the old wheels. Yeah, as long as they don't sell them. I guess I better go get the wheelbarrow, continue with this manure job. Yeah, she's nice and cool under there. And then the other one's still on the dam. I'll wait and see if she comes off of it by herself. Or if she gets stuck on there like the other one did. Well, at least they're keeping the weeds down on this prawn dam. I just don't want them. I just don't want them on there anymore. Because they're tearing up the bank. Wheelbarrow time. I clean that out to help the excess water drain out. As I was digging this out, the old hay is still green underneath. Yeah, I'll just dump it all here. It can rot during the summer, and then if I want to, I can clean it out this fall. I'll probably leave that there for a couple of years, like I did over here. Yeah, I cleaned this out last year. Yeah, last year I cleaned this out because it was all rotten. Yeah, so I'll probably do the same thing. That's still pretty ripe, fresh. So I'll let it decompose for a year or so, like I did before. So I don't really need it in the garden. I'll get this one because it's already old, that mound there. But all this loose stuff around here, yeah, that's going somewhere else. Get it out of my way. This too. This is all fresh. While I'm working out here, I just noticed I don't hear no carpenter bees. I guess that spraying helped. I just made it back from the pond dam. The others are in the shade over here. And I'm still working on the manure. Sun's still shining strong, but at least I'm in most of the shade. The juice is already draining out. That's cleaned up. And that's cleaned up. And I made some trenches in here. I want the water to escape from around that post so it won't rot so fast. And I got it off the edge here and just piled it up there because it's all wet. And leaving this like an island. The water drips down right there behind that green. So I want that to dry up a little bit. Let it drain out this way, drain out this way. Cattle can still go in there and they're going to screw it up. They'll knock it all down, but at least the water will have some way of getting out. That manure is too wet to be picking up now. I'll have to wait till it dries up a little bit. Yeah, well, it's just cleaned up a little bit where I can walk through here. She came down here all by herself. The others are still up on the other side of the barn. And I just noticed something. I got 2 tires here. They're not as big as the ones I took out there at the hayfield. Those 2 big ones. But I could probably use these 2. Yeah. If I wanted to. They're not quite as big. But we'll see I'll see if I can use those big ones out there first. There she comes. Here comes the old cow. Still getting around, huh? Good. Yeah. Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, you go on. You go on. One down, me with the other one. Come on, I ain't stopping you. Here comes another one. And the bully. Oh, she's walking real careful there. You okay there, cow? Heifer, whatever you are? Huh? Yeah, it's pretty sloppy there. They're all walking carefully now through here. All right, bully. Here you go, bully. That's it, munch away. She's headed down the hill. I guess these are too, eventually. Well, I'm done in the barn for now. I gotta wait for that manure to dry up a little bit. Too soggy wet. And if it's wet, it's really heavy to fork out or shovel out. It's just too heavy. Okay. I think I'll end it here. I'm just tired. Okay. That's all for today. It's 6 p.m. right now. And look at the water leaking out now since I cleaned that off. It can drain better now. All that moisture in that manure can drain out. Okay. It'll be a while before I get back to this. Yeah. Yeah, and in the meantime, I might plant something in the garden while I'm waiting. I don't really need manure in the garden. I had a whole bunch in there last year, so soil's still good. Okay. Time to quit. Well, I'll work up the sweat twice today. One out in the hayfield and one in the barn. Yeah, I could plant something in there. There's plenty of soil in there yet. I need to trim the asparagus first. I want to try to plant something on this fence if I can find something. Yeah. I'm not much in a gardening mood this year, I guess. Yeah, I sprayed, but just about halfway, right through there, this way, in line with those two yellow poles in the back, and up to there, and then everything here, and everything down there. I sprayed all those tall stuff. I want to see how this spray works, and if it works good, I'll spray all that over there and everything down there. There isn't really that much. Yeah, I gotta spray it before it goes to seed. Okay, that's it for today. Oh, the air feels good on my sweat. Yeah. But now I'm going to get a chill. Same temperature at 6 as it was at 4:30. It's still warm.